Mahomet himself, after all that can be said about him, was not a sensual man. We shall err widely if we consider this man as a common voluptuary, intent mainly on base enjoyments, nay, on enjoyments of any kind. His household was of the frugalest, his common diet barley bread and water. Sometimes for months there was not a fire once lighted on his hearth. They record with just pride that he would mend his own shoes, patch his own cloak. A poor, hard-toiling, ill-provided man, careless of what vulgar men toil for. His companions named him Al-Amin, the faithful, a man of truth and fidelity, true in what he did, in what he spake and thought. They noted that he always meant something, a man rather taciturn in speech, silent when there was nothing to be said, but pertinent, wise, sincere when he did speak, always throwing light on the matter. This is the only sort of speech worth speaking. Through life, we find him to have been regarded as an altogether solid, brotherly, genuine man, a serious, sincere character, yet amiable, cordial, companionable. One hears of Mahomet's beauty, his fine, sagacious, honest face, a spontaneous, passionate, yet just, true-meaning man. This deep-hearted son of the wilderness, with his beaming black eyes and open social, deep soul, had other thoughts in him than ambition, a silent, great soul. He was one of those who cannot but be in earnest, whom nature herself has appointed to be sincere. The most famous men created arms, laws, and empires only. They founded, if anything at all, no more than material powers, which often crumbled away before their eyes. This man moved not only armies, legislation, empires, peoples, and dynasties, but millions of men in 1/3 of the then inhabited world, and more than that, he moved the altars, the gods, the religions, the ideas, the beliefs, and souls. On the whole, it may be said that Muhammad exhibited as much humility and self-criticism as one could reasonably expect from an apostle of Allah, whose work was crowned with such striking outward success. That he so resolutely withstood the temptations to pride and self-exaltation involved in his position shows that he was a man of moral sincerity. In his day and generation, he was a social reformer, even a reformer in the sphere of morals. He created a new system of social security and a new family structure, both of which were a vast improvement on what went before. By taking what was best in the morality of the nomad and adapting it for settled communities, he established a religious and social framework for the life of many races of men. That is not the work of a traitor or an old lecher. Within a brief span of mortal life, Muhammad called forth out of unpromising material a nation never united before, in a country that was hitherto but a geographical expression, established a religion which in vast areas superseded Christianity and Judaism, and still claims the adherence of a goodly portion of the human race, and laid the basis of an empire that was soon to embrace within its far-flung boundaries the fairest provinces of the then civilized world. Himself an unschooled man, Muhammad was nevertheless responsible for a book still considered by 1/8 of mankind as the embodiment of all science, wisdom, and theology.